What's up, guys? It's Matic Full, and I got some more heat for you. Today, as promised, I will be bringing to you the East top teams, starting off with the Philadelphia 76ers, and then followed by my Celtics. You see me repping all day, even got the undershirt. Hold up. Celtics, baby, all day. And so, just to premise this a little bit, I do believe the Celtics and/or the Toronto Raptors or Milwaukee Bucks will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but we'll see how everything plays out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get in the paint. Burn! Starting off with the Philadelphia 76ers, the number 5 team in the East. Their two big names that they have are Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You'll see in the highlights, Joel Embiid, he's just a horse. He can get you from the inside, he can get you from the mid, he can get you from the outside. He is only shooting 29% on the season from 3, but it's still a threat for him to be able to stretch the floor like that. Ben Simmons, he's a walking triple-double. And then they just picked up 3 very good players in Mike Scott, they got Tobias Harris, and they got Big Boban. He's basically like a 7-footer. He doesn't even have to jump to dunk or anything like that. So I believe they will help them in the playoffs, but they did get swept by the Celtics last year, and so how are they going to overcome them getting swept by the Celtics? They had a great team. They did also add Jimmy Butler to the team, which is going to help them be a lot tougher and give them a closer at the end of the game, because Ben Simmons, he's like a little LeBron, but he can't shoot a jump shot. LeBron has worked on his jump shot, so over the years, we hope to see Ben Simmons get a better jump shot. But we never know. He still does get points. He can work you from the inside and the outside. But I just feel as if it comes down to the end of the game, it's either going to be Jimmy Butler and or Joel Embiid possibly taking a shot. Most times a shot is a 3, but even if it's not a 3, if they can get some passing around, Ben Simmons is going to be involved in that last play, but he might not take the last shot just because it could potentially be a jumper, and that's not his strong suit at all. Moving on to the Celtics. The Celtics, I can say a lot. They're number 4 in the East right now. They have a lot of talent. Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Al Horford. They have a lot of hitters. Marcus Smart, Marcus Morris. I don't know if Philly is really ready for this problem that they're about to have. It's unknown what Kyrie Irving is going to do at the end of this year and for free agency, whether he's going to stay or he's going to leave for the Celtics. But at least right now, I know he's going to play as hard as he can as long as he's on the court. Kyrie, yes, he does have somewhat of an injury problem. Regardless of Kyrie having an injury problem, though, the rest of the team does do a lot. As you saw last year in the playoffs, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals without him or Gordon Hayward. I saw an article saying that Gordon Hayward was a liability on the offensive end and the defensive end. Again, the rest of the team can take care of that. They're a powerhouse team. Honestly, they have a bunch of young players, and hopefully they don't have to give up too many players. Next year, it is going to be, or actually not even next year, this summer, it's going to be crazy to see what is really going to happen in free agency. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to change the NBA. Moving on to number 3 in the East, the Indiana Pacers. Now, unfortunately, the Pacers did lose Victor Oladipo, their all-star, to a knee injury January 23rd of this year, which they're still in 3rd place in the East. And so last year they had a nice run, but we'll see if they can continue this, and especially in the playoffs. And I will repeat. It's all about the playoffs. With the playoffs coming up soon, They do have a couple of nice players. They have Darren Carlson, Tyreek Evans, who came into the league actually as being the next LeBron James, but as you see, it's very hard to be LeBron James. The Pacers also have Bogdanovich, Darren Carlson, Tyreek Evans, Miles Turner, and Thaddeus Young. That's a nice little core. If I was building a team, I would want those type of players. They seem to be players that are tough. They have the ability to score and play defense. One of the things that if I was really building a team as a GM, I would go after defense. Yes, now in the league you want to go after shooters, which Bogdanovich, he can shoot the ball. Unfortunately, again, Victor Oladipo, he was just an X factor, Mr. Wakanda, Black Panther. But we will see, and as you see in just that highlight, that's Bogdanovich. This is Bogdanovich right here. He can play defense. He gets in the paint, scores. He can go ham. We will see if he and the rest of the Pacers can continue this hot streak or at least continue their winning ways in the playoffs. I would love to see an underdog do some damage in the playoffs. It's always nice to see some teams that you don't expect to win actually win. Speaking about wins, I did not expect the Raptors to have this many wins right now and be in second place in the East. It's kind of crazy to think about that. I'm going to let you watch a couple of highlights real quick and I'll be right back. There are a lot of players on the Raptors that I do like. I like Fred VanVleet. I like Serge Ibaka. Siakam goes ham, and Valanciunas, not to mention Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. They have a complete team, and it seems like they have a lot of defense. They got a lot of firepower. It's just, can they put it together at one time? The problem with the Raptors before, they couldn't get past LeBron James. Now that he's not in the East, who knows who's going to win the East right now. For the Raptors, though, I don't think that their only goal right now is to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Their real goal is to get to the finals and compete for a championship. As you will see, there's a freeze frame of their score against the Warriors. They have beat them twice this year, which is kind of crazy, but at the same time, they've been a competing team for the last couple years, but again, they couldn't get over that hump. One of the players that will help Toronto get over the hump is the acquisition of Marcus Gasol. I didn't see this trade coming. He's coming from the Grizzlies. He was a great player there. He plays defense, which complements the Raptors already. Plus, he can get them points on the inside. It's going to be great to see what he can do for them, how he can work into their team. You can say that the Raptors do now have a big three with Marcus Gasol, Kyle Lowry, and Kawhi Leonard. If that big three can make things happen and get some chemistry together, the East and the rest of the league really need to watch out. I believe they won the trade deadline. A lot of people think the Bucks won the trade deadline with Mirotic, but I think the pickup and the acquisition of Marcus Gasol was and is the thing that is going to set the Raptors apart from every other team in the East and possibly in the league. Moving on to the number one team in the East and the team with the best record in the league, the Milwaukee Bucks. As I just mentioned, the Milwaukee Bucks did pick up Nikola Mirotic, which is going to help them on the outside. They have a whole bunch of shooters that can complement Giannis. If you don't know who Giannis is, and I apologize if you have been living under the rock, but Giannis is one of the biggest names in the NBA right now. He's a great player. He doesn't have that great of a jump shot, but he can get to the rim. He can get blocks. You'll see he can work you on the inside. Anything that you want to do. But the real drawback, and right now where the league is going, he doesn't have a jumper. I believe that all players are working on their jumper, but at the same time, again, like I said with Ben Simmons, you never know where you're going to be at on the court when you need to take that last second bucket. And you're going to want to put it in somebody's hands that you feel confident taking the shot. Yes, if Giannis has a bucket that you can, on the inside, 2 feet away from the hoop, yeah, he's good. But if he doesn't, it's going to be some problems, and that might take you away from actually winning the championship. You can't get to this level by not playing defense, which I feel as if the Bucks have played a lot of defense with Giannis. Again, he gets blocks and he's long and lengthy, so he can get steals. And with them being able to spread the floor with their three-point shooters, and especially like I said, with Matic now on the team, adding another shooter, plus with Eric Bledsoe being able to drive and kick himself, he's a little bull on the court, and he's a tough guy. He doesn't take no for an answer. He will get to the rim. He will run through you. And I just believe that they have a great team. Yes, they have a great team. But can they put it together for the playoffs? All right, guys, there you have it. As you see, Toronto and Milwaukee are the number 1 and 2 teams in the East. And we'll see through the rest of the season after All-Star break if they will stay 1 and 2. Milwaukee did just recently overtake Toronto as the number 1 team in the East with the best record in the league, actually. And so I just, like I said again, I cannot wait for the playoffs. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit that bell, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and we'll see you next time. Peace.